Right then, so today is Tuesday and it's a lovely spring day, and Seamus and I are going to indulge ourselves in a bit of risk-taking. The Triumph has been playing up and off the road for some time, which is why I haven't made a video in recent times. And it started off as a fuel leak, and went from there to all kinds of crazy things happening with the electrics, so ended up literally pulling or unwrapping most of the electrical wiring loom. Found a couple of things. I found a little break which is affecting the instrument pods and the electrics inside there. That was underneath the tank near a relay. Found a fuse that had stopped the lights working. It's a fuse that's not part of the relay or the part of the actual fuse box. It's another one that somebody's added, I'm assuming, when they put the Sidecar on. I don't know. I'll have to check with another rocket owner to see if they've got one. Anyway, I just sort of went round in circles. The fuel pump stopped working and everything, so I had to pull the whole thing apart. And even actually changed the rectifier as well, which wasn't charging as well as I'd like. All these things. Anyway, it's running again, but we've still got the engine management light on, and the fuel gauge appears to be not working, or it's showing nothing and it's showing the fuel warning light on all the time. So it's a little bit of a risk to ride it. I don't know whether the fuel pump will stop working again or what. We know we've got plenty of fuel in it, and we'll take it for a ride just around the village. Not going to go too far, and see what happens. See what happens. Better warm the old girl up a bit, eh? Now it sweeps through, then that comes on, and when that light comes on, the fuel pump then primes, which doesn't make much sense to me. We'll take around the road. The reason why I'm doing this is because I don't have a diagnostic tool for it to plug in. I've got the cable and stuff, but my old Tuneecu setup has the laptop that was on died. So it's about a 150 kilometre ride each way to the bike shop in Tamworth, which is the only motorcycle shop around this general area that will that can run the diagnostic on a Triumph Rocket 3. So I want to see if there's any indication that I might be able to get it that far for them to do it. We'll go around the block. Now it seems to be running fine so far. But I don't like all those lights on. The ABS light is on as well, but that's got nothing to do with it. That's because the rim speed sensor cable keeps breaking from back in the day when they put the leading link front end on. Go this way. Seamus, he hasn't been on the bike for a while. See, it's a beautiful day and the drought is over up here, so everything's green and long wavy grass and the cows are happy and the lammies are happy. Seamus is happy. Seamus boy, Seamus is happy. And I've got to say, I'm happy just to be out on the bike, even if it's around the block. I just remember to turn the blinkers off, I'll be right. The ducks are happy. Doggo, don't get him back in chase there. Seamus is a hero. Hey mate, are you turning a bit of a loud, are you? As my brother Tim would say, he's a loose cannon. He's a liability, that dog. just fucking sitting there, but apparently not. So far, it appears to be going okay. So far, we appear to be going okay. That's the railway line there. Hasn't been a train on it for years. But you never know, one day they might come back. There's Prater's Lane. Sounds like, I don't know. It's the Praters, you know. It's the Prater's Lane. Anyway, back to the Triumph. It would appear after about 19 attempts have finally stopped it leaking fuel. It was just this one little fuel leak on the way down to Bathurst on this ride with the BM boys, and it turned into a nightmare. And I must say also that my mate Arby from Armidale, who's he rides the shovel that you might have seen on a video or two. He gave me a lot of help with this. He came up and spent quite a few hours with me where we went through the whole thing and tried different theories. Neither of us are electricians, you know, or electrical auto electricians, you know. So we had to sort of literally feel our way with it and ask questions and look up Dr. Google, all that kind of stuff, you know. But the tank, I've got a spare tank, and I thought, well, I'll just use that while I fix this tank. But it turned out to have more leaks than this one, and they all seem to leak. Well, there are two that I don't know. All leak around here and around underneath the seat there at the back, where the crimped joints are. Seamus, what's going on, buddy? Let me see. I don't know. Look at this traffic. And look at this. Look at this place. It's just, you know, spring and no drought, and it's just magnificent, green and pleasant. No wonder they call it New England. Anyway, we're just going to shut up now and have a little more of a tour around the village and go home. I haven't, you know, I still won't be able to sleep at night because of those two warning lights. However, I'm beginning to feel like some progress has at least been made, and the instruments now seem to work properly apart from that fuel gauge and the ECM light. And there's a possibility that I could actually ride it to the bike shop to get them to diagnose it, unless I can work out some way of, I don't know how to connect. Somebody on the internet world might know this. If I download Tuneecu to my Android phone here, how do I connect it to the bike without Bluetooth? Because this doesn't have Bluetooth facility. It's 2010 model, so I don't know how that's going to work. I'm going to have to go on the forum and ask, unless somebody who's watching this, you know, maybe Tyler Bennett, he might know. What do you reckon, mate? If you do, let me know. And yeah, so we'll keep riding for now. I'll tell you something. If you haven't been on the bike for a while, it's you forget what a beautiful thing it is to ride. You know, it doesn't matter what you ride. And if you have a disability, like I do, and others that I know, the sense, the enhanced sense of freedom and mobility and all those things is further increased, I think, by motorcycling. You know, don't know who that was. That's all right. We're in the country, and you know, it's a jolly good thing. That's all I'm saying. Let's go. Onward through the gap. Have to be careful going through here because there's a bit of a lump. Vote 1, Steve Meffin. Now he's got about 4 BMW K100s, has Steve, and he never rides them because he's too busy doing everything else. He's retired. He was with the Bushfire Brigade as a coordinator, but he's retired now, so now he's gone into politics. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. Go for a bit of a wander around here, shall we? Place, little old untidy place. And then parked there. Look. I've never seen anyone in that park. That person was almost in the park. One of the things that people like to do in the country is buy themselves a car, buy themselves a car, drive it for a few years, and if it breaks down, then just leave it in the yard. And over the years, you can get quite a collection. There are people, you know, who've got, you know, 20, 30 cars, and some of them quite collectible. In Gyra's got a decent sized yard, not like the fucking cities where everybody's living on top of each other. And of course the new places are the same, but the older places, and even our place, it's got a decent sized yard. Well, sometimes they're like double blocks like that. That's the caravan park. Turn the blinkers off, Plunky. Fix that mudguard. That's a magnificent house, isn't it? Not. That's where Gladys lives. Gladys is this tiny... No, it's not. That's where Gladys lives. Gladys is a tiny little old lady, and she's like, you know, she's about as big as a hobbit, and she loves music. And when I play at you know, the Trout Fest or the Potato Festival and stuff, she will just watch every musician who gets up and plays, and she'll watch me for, you know, my entire 2 hours or whatever, and she gets up and dances, and she's a real music fan. She's really out of practice at turning the bloody blinkers on. Go down Dangy Street. That's where Dave Tibbs lives there. He's got a collection of bikes and cars, old Trumpies, and all kinds, a couple of sidecars. So what we're going to do up the highway just a K or so to see if it runs okay at speed, and then we'll go home again. Sized lamb with potatoes hanging down like balls. There's our house over there with the red hedge. running okay. And I tell you, when it's running okay, this is a nice bike to ride. You know, smooth, powerful, undistressed, easy to ride too. A Rocket 3, they're quite docile. Dawaj, do harszu! Ausgezeichnet. Well, we made it, Seamus, eh? We made it home alive without breaking down. You gonna go and see Kerry? Go and see that naughty old Kerry? there's the two BMWs. See, I painted the red one. Well, it was blue. Now it's a red one.